Hello friends, this is Kirsten Larson. I am the author of the true story Wood Wire Wings, Emma Lillian Todd Invents an Airplane. And today I'm here with another nonfiction or STEM book review. First of all, I am wearing my James Bond sweatshirt. Rest in peace, Sean Connery. You will always be James Bond to me. Today I am reviewing the picture book Kamala Harris, Rooted in Justice. This is by Nikki Grimes, illustrated by Laura Freeman. This book came out 2020, right after Kamala Harris's bid for the White House. So I have also read Kamala Harris's own book. I believe it's called Superheroes Are Everywhere. This book, I think, goes a lot more in depth into Kamala Harris's journey, and I think really traces the thread and the theme of justice and fighting injustice throughout her life, and shows us where that all began in Kamala's life as she was a young child. So a couple of cool things about this book. Nikki Grimes kind of frames the story with a fictional frame. So there's a little girl, Eve, who's been told by a boy that girls can't be president. You know, she said she wants to be the president when she grows up. So she comes home, she's angry, and her mom says, you know what? Girls can be president someday, and I'm going to tell you a story about someone who's trying to do that. So the mother starts to tell the story of Kamala Harris. And I really love this opening spread, which kind of summarizes everything. So it says, life is a story you write day by day. Kamala's begins with a name that means lotus flower. See how her beautiful smile opens wide like petals fanning across the water's surface. But you don't see the flower's roots, her roots. They grow deep, deep, deep down. Let me show you. So the whole book goes through and shows how Kamala's life is rooted in justice. She was the child of two immigrants who studied the civil rights movement and marched for civil rights. And this whole book shows Kamala's journey until she blossoms into this leader and this crusader for justice. So here's the really cool ending to this book, in my opinion. So the book ends earlier in 2020, right after Kamala says she basically gives up the presidential race. So months into the race, Kamala realized that running for president cost more money than she thought, and Kamala's campaign team didn't have enough. She decided to give up her run for the 2020 presidential nomination. Sad to leave the race, Kamala looked forward to all the good work she could still do as Senator Harris. Will Donald and Shyamala's daughter ever get to call the White House home? Only God knows. Kamala Harris is still writing her American story, right? So what a cool book to read right now as she's become the Vice President-elect of the United States. But again, this book is, I think, a really comprehensive biography of Kamala Harris, but it also has that kid-friendly appeal because there's that fictional frame story of Eve and her mom talking about whether girls can be president. And I'll let you guess what Eve takes away from this story and what her plans are for her life as she tries to be president of the United States. So a great book to read, especially now with your students, now that we have a new vice president-elect.